Hi VC, Dale Gate 433 here. This is an update on my Record Store Day 2021 Drop1 acquisitions. Yeah, a little bit late after everyone else, but I'll explain a bit more in a minute. So yeah, a little bit of a story. So if you don't want to hear the story, you could probably fast forward 4 or 5 minutes in this. But yeah, so normally if I participate in Record Store Day, I either go to the shop here in Winchester in the UK where I live, or there's another shop that stocks Record Store Day or does Record Store Day that's about 30-40 minutes away. So this year, when I looked at the list for the Drop1, there weren't that many things there was nothing I needed. There weren't many things that I wanted, and there were a few things that I kind of wanted. Of the things I wanted, there were 3 things that I decided I wanted, and then when I looked at the stock, that the 2 shops that I go to had, they only had, each of them only had 1 of those items. So I thought, well, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to go and queue up for one item, because I know what will happen. If I get the 1 item, I'll probably buy another 6 or 7 items and spend a fortune on stuff that say isn't on my top of my list. So I decided, okay, I'll take my chances with what the bricks and mortar record store shops put online at 6 o'clock that day and see what I get. So that was I reconciled that in my mind and I came to terms with it, and that's what I decided to do. Then on Saturday, on the day of Record Store Day, about 9:30, my daughter needed a lift into town, and my wife said, "Oh, I want to go into town as well." So I tagged along, and while my wife was doing what she needed to do, I thought I'll just pop down to the record shop. So it's just before 10 o'clock. The shop had opened at 8, and they don't carry a massive stock anyway. So I wandered in. There was nobody else in the shop, no other customers in the shop, and there was just one box of Record Store Day records and then a display on the wall. So I kind of went through, and as suspected, I picked out 2 records that weren't on my list, or weren't any of the 3. And then I wandered over to the display, and the one thing they did have was there. So I thought, oh great, so it hadn't gone. It's still there. So I ended up walking out of the shop with one of the things of my list of 3 and 2 other items that I hadn't planned to buy. So okay, and so then I went home. 6 o'clock in the evening, I went on to a few say bricks and mortar stores that put stuff online. I wasn't prepared to kind of go to the flippers on this, and no joy, I didn't get any of the other 2 items. So I kind of thought, well, that's it, that'll do me. But then the next day, on the Sunday, I thought, well, what I'll do is now I'll just go and put those other 2 items on my Discogs wants list, and we'll see how that pans out over the next few weeks and months or whatever. And as I was doing that, one of the records that I put on, there was a record shop had just put its Record Store Day stock onto Discogs, and put a little blurb that says we put these on at the ticket price that we were selling them on Record Store Day, no markup, etc. We're a record shop in the Forest of Dean, blah blah blah. So I thought, oh, that's good. So I immediately put it in the basket, and then thought, oh, while I'm there, I'll have a look to see what else they've got. And they had the other item I was after as well. So put it in the basket, bought it, and those 2 items arrived today. So I ended up, long story long, I ended up with the 3 records or 3 items that I wanted and 2 bonus items. So, and I'll show those now eventually. So those of you who've waited 4 minutes patiently, and those who've skipped forward. So I'll start with the 2 items that weren't on the list that I ended up buying from Elephant Records in Winchester, and these were the two Bert Jansch releases. So Bert Jansch's 2002 album Edge of a Dream on gold vinyl. These are on by Earth Records, which they normally do a really good job. Earth Records, that's why I got my Trees box set from Earth Records. And the other one is the Black Swan 2006 album on silver vinyl, and this is the only one of the record store day items that I've played so far. Sounds great. Sounds great. So they were the two unexpected bonus items. And so now on to the three things I did get, which are a little bit weird and wonderful, a little bit different anyway. So the first one was a 7-inch single. I don't normally buy 7-inch singles, and I didn't need to buy this, but I wanted it. And it is the song Begging by Timebox, which is a kind of Northern Soul, big Northern Soul song. I really like that song, and haven't got it. I've got it digitally, but I haven't got it on vinyl at all. So I thought I'd buy this repro single reissue of that. So I haven't opened it yet, but I intend to. The next was a record, and that is this album by The Coterie called Swing to Folk. So I've got one, I think a couple of tracks, 2 or 3 tracks by The Coterie, one of which was on the cherry red box set that they put out, Summer is a Cumin Inn, which was a follow-up to Dust on the Nettles, and that's what prompted me or made me aware of The Coterie. So Scarborough Fair they did on that box set, and I thought it was a fantastic version of Scarborough Fair. So that sort of made me aware of them, and when I saw this on the list I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. So they are I think a one release only band of obviously women from Ireland, from Dublin, I think, and so yeah, looking forward to hearing this. And this came on, not that it mattered to me particularly, but it came on a splatter vinyl, but yeah, this is their 1969 sort of folk album, which I'm interested. And then the final thing, which was incredibly expensive, but it's an album that I've been meaning to get. I haven't got a physical copy of it at all. I I've listened to it on Spotify, listened to it digitally, wanted to get it, but hadn't picked up a reissue, and then I saw that this was being reissued, so I thought, well, if I can get that, I'll get it. Till I saw the price, but hey ho. And that is the 4 LP or 4 disc issue of I didn't make that Dirty Three's Ocean Songs album. So this is it's a double album of the original album and a double album of the live album. So so it's in a sort of hard case box with 2 double albums on coloured vinyl. I haven't opened it yet. I'm kind of hesitating on that because what I'm trying to do is I want to find out what the pressing's like, what it sounds like before I crack the seal. If I'm honest, if I see reviews or comments in Discogs, lots and lots of views that say it's a crackling box of rubbish, I'm probably gonna flog it and sell it on sealed, and get my money back rather than open it and be disappointed. But if I see reviews that say what a fantastic pressing, really great, or even it's a decent pressing, I will obviously open it and play it because I wanted the record. So that's where I am on that. So at the moment it's sealed until I get a little bit more understanding of the pressing, because it was 70 quid to buy, so I don't want to have a £70 mistake. So so that's my record store day 1 drop. There's a few things on drop 2 that I might be interested in, but again, there's not a massive amount on the list, but we'll see when it gets to July. Okay, VC, cheers, thanks, bye.